Tonight we're going to do something a little different. Some of the time we go out into the neighborhood in our communities and catch an event and just let people know what's going on outside of the halls and the walls of King Talk Tuesdays. And we're so delightful. You heard us mention throughout the years and the years that we talked about our young people. We talk about our youth, and one of my main things I always say is that people pay attention to people who participate. So these young people have been participating in the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program, a program that my wife and I started this is actually our 18th year. We're in the grind, in the groove, and making help sure we can do all that we can to help teenagers from the ages from 11 to 18. And this year, just last week, they engaged in a very spirited conversation with some of their elders, business people, education people, spiritual people, entertainment people, just to learn and voice their concerns going up into society, but learn some of the wisdom that those who have done it, who've walked the road, that are successful and staying connected with the neighborhood, has so much to offer. I was so proud of these young people. They prepped themselves, they engaged themselves, they studied, they put information together, but more importantly, they delivered. So often that we get teenagers and put them on stage at 11-year-old or 12 or 13, and the nerves get to going and the raking and the shaking, but they pulled it together, sitting in front of hundreds of their peers and been able to have a strong conversation, an informative conversation, an educated conversation to get the wisdom from all those guests that showed up for them. So I'm grateful and thankful for the young people of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program as they delivered on the 17th annual Youth Speaks 23 Forum. So everyone, thank you for tuning in tonight. Sit back, enjoy our young people do their thing on Youth Speaks 2023.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for coming out today. My name is Enrique.
My name is Albert.
And we'll be your host for today. We are glad to have you here today. In order to get here safely, of the grace of the Lord, we'd like to give thanks to Him and the reasons why He brought us here. So we would like to call up the pastor to give blessing to open up today's event. Tyler Young.
Good day. Please bow your heads in prayer. Lord, I first want to say thank you. Tomorrow is never promised, but you give it to us anyway. I want to say thank you for having these amazing scholars, these kings and queens, in this Youth Speaks today. Watch over us as we spread our wisdom, and let's all work together so we leave here different from how we came in. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
We also could not be here if it wasn't for the school body themselves for allowing us the privilege of using their platform to host this program.
Therefore, I would like to invite the vice principal of the school to say a few words of encouragement. We've been waiting a long while.
Hi, good morning and welcome everyone and visitors. We are so happy to be here again this year, celebrating the Youth Empowerment Program. I just want to say, oftentimes we hear the word empowerment used so loosely. However, this group that has come together, truly, if you wanted to know the definition of empowerment, this is what they do. Testing, okay. I've known this group to come together and do great things in our community. They come together for the holidays and gather toys for children in need. On MLK Day, the day of service, they come together and provide services for families in need. And another important thing they do is educate themselves about how to make great changes in our community through their legislative work. And so when you think about empowerment and community service, just look at this group and they truly define what it means to be a community organization, truly empowering our youth to do great things in their own communities. We're so happy to have you. Have a great day today.
Thank you, Ms. Vice Principal. At this time, I would like to invite YEP's Vice President. Could you please come to the stage? Members of the dignitary body, staff members, my fellow colleagues, friends, and family. Pleasant day to you all. And welcome, and thank you for joining us today. I am the president of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program, and I am glad to have you here today. And this
is the vice president of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program, Christina Brown. And we understand that you all could be doing something else today, but we truly appreciate that you are all sitting here today to hear what we have to say. So before we get started, I just want to give you a brief overview of what Youth Speaks is about. So Youth Speaks is a youth-run forum that allows our youth to voice their concerns growing up in today's society. We'll be asking our questions and voicing our concerns to distinguished members of our community, and we'll also be getting answers to our real questions that we have.
Thank you, Ms. Vice President. At this time, we would like to invite the family of Corey to come to the stage. And Mr. King, could you accompany them as well?
Following Mr. King, we're also asking that all our members of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program come as well.
Sadly, recent tragedies has happened, and we lost one of the first YEP members. In YEP, everyone is like a family, and to know that we lost a brother, or a big brother at that, it shook us to the core. Many of us didn't have the privilege to know Corey, but from what we heard, he was a genuine young man. He had dreams like all of you in this room, and he was on his way to pursue those dreams. But sadly, he was taken from us. We know losing a loved one is never easy, but we would like for the family of Corey to look at his death not as a burden, but his life as a gift for what he has done for us. Look at this time as his gift for rest. This is his gift of rest. He's done so much for us. And now, his biggest gift is being able to look down on us and help us from above. He's there watching, and he will guide us.
To the parents of Corey Gray and Grandma, you know I love Corey like a community son, as we are a family in YEP. And that's what we are. We're one big giant family. And I used to tell the story when we were younger, and Corey was one of these yellow shirts that was running around. And I remember the time, I always have to tell the story, he was teaching everybody French. So we was going in the car, we were going somewhere. And one of the YEPers said, "Oh, I think, Mr. King, we can do that, we can go there." And Corey says, "I didn't know you speak French," and everybody looked at him. "You said we, what do you mean we? You mean you?" And from that moment in time, his 10-year-old wit stood with us as family and someone who was wise. We know the Lord makes no mistakes, and we are thankful that we've had this young man in our midst for the time that the Lord gave us to serve with him. So at this moment in time, we just like to take a moment in silence for the spirit of your son and your grandson, for the energy that God, he left us. All right? So maybe bow our heads in a moment of silence. Thank you. And with that being said, it gives us great pleasure on behalf of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program, founder, myself, to give you this award. Our people pay attention to people who participate. Posthumous award in honor of all the love, time, energy you gave to help us and unite your fellow brethren and sisters. Your manners and style will always be respected. Furthermore, as an original member of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program, your spirit forever will be in our hearts and mind. To Corey Denmark Gray Nelson, given the 17th day of May 2023, at our 17th annual Youth Speaks, Andy King, co-founder, and Neva Shillingford King, co-founder. I know this is a rough time. If you'd like to say a word or two, Mom, be our guest.
I wasn't prepared. If you know Corey, you will love him. Genuine, honest, caring. He's my only son. God called him home early. He left me a beautiful granddaughter. So I have to be strong. Yap came around, he asked, I put him in it. Washington, D.C., he been all over, he met Barack Obama. Yap program is a good program. I will tell you guys, you go a long way in Yap. We have people that's in Manhattan working. We got lawyers from Yap. We got a lot of young men and queens in Yap. Guys, find something to do. The street is not your friend. Find something to do, and it's not the street that take my son, he just slept away. So I want you guys to know, you can always find someone to talk to. It doesn't matter who. And my son would have said, like he said, we, it's us. And we as black men, young ladies, we need to stand tall and look forward. We got lawyers in here, we got doctors, got nurse. He was on his way to be in the Army. And, you know, things happen. So I'm not gonna question God. I'm just gonna keep pushing forward.
Okay, guys, all right, let's start. So with every game, there are rules to a game. And like this game, it's Q&A. So the rules for this game is, each shepherd will approach the podium, and as they will give an introduction along with addressing themselves, they will address the people they are talking to, and while they do that, the person will come up to the podium. Each person has a set limit, and the timekeepers are down there, so keep your eyes on the time. So you have a set limit to how long you can speak for. At this moment, I would like to make sure everyone is ready for what we're about to do. So everyone's straight. Everyone is ready? Yeah. I'm not hearing you. Are you guys ready? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So could we have our first speaker, please?
Good morning. My name is Andrea Sari. I'm 10 years old and my school is PS 78 Annie Hutchinson and I'm in the 5th grade. Today I have some questions to ask Dr. Gwen Guo concerning the religion, Christianity, and the spirituality in our schools.
Thank you. Okay. Good morning. My name is Dr. Gwen Gout. I'm a Christian counselor, therapist. So what that really means, and first I want to get to your question secondly, what that means is that I use the Christian therapy process to address issues, whether it's mental health, family issues, suicide, anything, but I use the biblical principles to counsel and do therapy. Now, to ask this young lady's question, we all have our lives to live. We have to make some decisions how we want to live our lives. Spiritually, I'm a minister. So spiritually, I look to Jesus Christ. I'm not here to promote anything, but to look inside yourself and to see what you can offer and use your abilities to give back to the society. Did that answer your question? No, yes, no? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker we have is Mr. Akeem. I hope you guys will actually learn something from this one. If not,
good morning, everyone. My name is Akeem Buchanan. I am 13 years old. I attend Leaders of Tomorrow and also the Public Relations Officer of YEP. Today, my topic will be on healthcare with Dr. Sume. In this day and age, many children commit suicide, especially in the Black community, from the ages of 10 to 19. Children commit suicide and approximately 46,000 die from suicide every year. And the ones who survive are left with serious emotional, physical, and economic impacts. They may also experience depression and other mental health concerns. So I ask you, Dr. Sume, why aren't these children getting the proper health care they need? And how can we make this more effective?
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. Dr. Some is my name. I'm a medical doctor here. Actually, I spent most of the time here in the Bronx, so I'm happy to be back. Thank you very much, Andy. So to your question about mental health, incidentally, I was discussing it with one of my panelists here earlier today. Children, adults, all grades of people die as a result of mental health. What are the reasons? One is, first, mental health is a disease condition just the way you have diabetes, high blood pressure, and every other physical health condition. So one thing is, we are all susceptible to it. So that's one. Second thing is, children die sometimes because of stigma or no education or cultural sentiments. So in some communities, especially minority communities, depression, other mental health conditions like schizophrenia are seen as admission of weakness. So people do not admit to that. So one thing is we need to educate people that this is not weakness, it is just a medical health condition like every other one. So that's one. Second thing is that we have counselors in the community whom we can engage in the schools and the community for easy and quick identification of vulnerable people. That's another way. Then for families, the parents need to be educated that there are services for this. We have counselors in the hospital, in the community, in the school. So one is mental health for children, for adults, is a condition that is inherent. Everyone could be susceptible to it. Number two, children oftentimes do get these conditions because of many reasons: bullying, no education, stigma, and so on. Third thing is there is proven treatment. There are counselors, there are services. So nobody should wallow in ignorance. Thank you.
Now I would like to call the next speaker, Tyler.
Good morning. My name is Tyler Young. I'm 18 years old. I'm a member of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program and a student from the Academy of Scholarship and Entrepreneurship. My question was dedicated towards Jamila T. Davis, but sadly she is not here today. So if any one of y'all, after you hear my question, would like to answer it, please come up. As you may know, we all go through our own trials and tribulations in life. We all go through our own hardships that may change us, make us better, or even break us. We all know the saying, no pain, no gain. So my question is, do you think that your trials and tribulations changed you for who you are today? And how did your personal life experiences change your perspective on life?
Great question. That's a great question. Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm Marlon Gray. I'm the Bronx Borough Coordinator for Project Pivot. So that's a great question. I'm sitting on the panel now with this esteemed guest. I'm thinking about my title, but then I'm rewinding how I got here. So that question, like I was homeless, actually, when I was 16. I've been on my own since I was 16 years old. I never met my father. Me and my mother had a strange relationship, and I would have been one of these students in a type of, like I'm the coordinator of Project Pivot, I would have been a pivot student, whatever that is, because of my circumstances. And the interesting thing about being a young person, you're not asked for the life that you have. You know, other people bring you into the world, and then you come in and you have to really piggyback off of the life that they set for you. But a lot of other things happened to me as well. You know, I was shot, actually. A lot of other things happened, but that's what happens when you're finding your purpose. Sometimes when you don't have the people around you to help you and motivate you. But I never prayed that thing, I never said, why me? I just always prayed that I got better. I never prayed that things was easier. I prayed that I got stronger, you know, to help me with the times. And I didn't know where I was going, so I didn't end up anywhere. But the minute that I knew my destination, it's like a GPS. You put the address in the GPS, you have to get to your destination. So use those things, whatever that's unkind or unfriendly or the pain, these are the same things. Once you triumph and tribulate and overcome, they're going to motivate you later on, and you're going to laugh at those things. And trust me, I'm testament that you will. If you have a purpose, you hold on, you stay true to what you're following, doors will open where you just saw walls. Trust me. Trust me. All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. All right.
All right, is everyone sitting next to a friend right now? Everyone sitting next to a friend, right? I want you to look to your friend and dab them up and say, I'm that guy. Yeah. Tell them that you're built different. We got this. All right. At this time, we'd like to call up the next speaker. Oh, okay, you guys can calm down now. We can calm down.
All right, hello. My name is Deshaun Mitchell. I'm from Leaders of Tomorrow, 13. And my question is dedicated to anybody who would like to answer this question. And my question is, do you think that it's technically easier for y'all when y'all were younger, or do you think it's harder for younger people as of now?
Good morning. My name is Rudy Combs. I'm with the 100 Black Men. And to answer your question, young man, the pressures that you're under right now, I never had that kind of pressure. okay? The network, the internet, all right? All of that is available, and everything that happens now goes on the internet. I didn't have that. If we had a fist fight, right, it didn't go on the internet. You didn't get embarrassed, all right? You didn't want to commit suicide because someone hit you or stuff like that. It's crazy right now with the peer pressure. I have kids, and I have to constantly tell them what they need to do under these peer pressures. Says my 29-year-old son, okay? He lives in the South Bronx, okay? And I grew up in the South Bronx. So growing up in the South Bronx is a whole nother animal, okay? You're living in a crime-infested, drug-infested with lack of resources. And then you gotta try your best to succeed, okay? But you can turn that around. I hear some people talking about dreaming, okay? It's very important for you to have dreams. Dreams do come true. I'm a living testament for that, okay? I'm standing here from the South Bronx with a master's degree. Never thought that would ever happen, but I dreamed. My dream was to be a basketball player. A lot of young men that I talk to, they talk about they want to be a basketball player, they want to be a baseball player, okay? And that's fine, that's a dream. That was my dream. That kept me going to class, and even though the dream didn't come true, I traveled all over the world for a basketball, okay? And I got a free scholarship. It's very important because your parents can't afford scholarships. Most of us can't. They need to get a break, all right? And you need to help them get that break. You need to make sure you get a scholarship. And the only way you're gonna do that is take your grades serious, all right? Take your grades serious. If you have problems with your grades, what you do is get a mentor, one of your friends. If they're good in math, English, go and ask them to help you. But don't let nobody tell you that you can't do something. You can do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it. Thank you.
So, I want to ask something. How does everyone feel about that? About your answer. So, your answer made me feel different. A little more, you know, a little better. I want to ask, like, what did you feel after you answered that question? Anyone? How did you feel? You.
I felt empowered.
We felt inspired. I felt more encouraged.
Now that you heard everyone's thing, how do you feel after hearing how everyone, you know, how you changed how everyone feels?
Testing.
Mm-hmm.
Testing.
Well, we feel great because that's the purpose of us to, you know, a lot of times as adults, we think we know everything, but we don't. You know, and that's just the truth. I'm here to tell you, I have 3 children, 25, 19, those are boys, and a 7-year-old daughter. And I learn from them, and they learn from me. It all depends what we're talking about. And you'll get to know that as well. You're a student and a teacher at the same time, depending on who you're talking to and what you're talking about. So what we're here is like to bridge the gap. It's not too much differences. You know, the gentleman mentioned like social media, things of that nature. We're talking about the negatives, but that's also a positive because you have information at your fingertips. So instead of looking at YouTube, you can look at a TED Talk, right? Instead of looking at Instagram, you can look up definitions of words and things of that nature and challenge yourself. So the time is here, technology is here, but you just got to use it to your benefit.
I just wanted to mention, if you looked on this panel, I'm the only female on this panel. But in this world, I want the females in this room to know that you can strive and be anything you want to be. I'm not negating the brothers in the room, But I want you sisters to understand, I was born and raised in the South Bronx, okay? I went to all public schools in the Bronx, okay? And I went to college in New York City. So I want you to understand that there's nothing too hard for you to do. If you put your mind to it, you set your goals, and don't let anybody deter you. I was told once that I couldn't do something, and I proved them wrong. It's not about being vengeful. It's about having pride in yourself and doing what you know you can do inside. So if you have a dream, don't stop dreaming. Like this gentleman said, it may not manifest the way you thought it was going to manifest, but if you keep going the right direction, it will open doors that you never even dreamed of. So keep dreaming.
Okay, very quickly, just to tell you something. One Greek athlete called Contius Konteras, when he won the 100-meter sprint in the Olympics, they asked him what to say, and he said impossible is nothing. The reason why he said it was when he was born in Greece, he didn't work for 4 years. Some doctors told his mom that he's a cripple, but he did not believe that. He dreamt that he would be a champion. He believed it, he worked towards it, he achieved it and became a 100 meters champion in the Olympics. I'm here as a medical doctor. I sat like you in Africa. I didn't do my medical training here. In a quiz competition, we were asked, what is the tallest building in the world? I raised my hand and said Empire State Building, New York. Everybody clapped for me. I dreamt of coming to New York, but it was a big dream. Today, I live the dream. If you believe, you can do it.
I would like to call the next speaker up, please.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Victor Rodriguez, and I'm the secretary of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program. I just wanted to ask a question in the mental health category. As a person who has been through middle school and high school, I noticed that in a lot of those situations, we fall under a lot of things like mental health, like depression, anxiety, stuff like that. So I wanted to ask, what does mental health mean to you, and what does it mean to you? What is mental health and what it means to you?
Thank you very much, everyone. So, mental health. I go back, I like speaking in quotes. In Britain, if you look at their medical society, their motto is no health without mental health. In New York City, does anybody know the name of the New York City Department of Health? Can anybody tell me the name of the New York City Department of Health? The full name. Okay, the full name is known as New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. So there is no complete health without mental health. So what is mental health? Mental health is a disease of the mind. Just the way you have a disease of the physical body, you have a disease of the mental mind. So that's mental health. And like I said earlier on, it is a composite, it's a part of your body. Just like your motto says, body, mind, and mind, body, and community. So that's a reason why they say mind, body. So the body is the physical that you see. The mind is what you don't see. And there's no complete health without both of them. So what is mental health? It's a disease of the mind. Can we be predisposed to it? Yes, we can. Just the way we can be predisposed to any other condition. Then for a young person growing up, yes, there are many challenges. There is peer pressure. There is social disadvantage. We're here in the Bronx, in the community where we feel we are vulnerable. The health disparities, or what we call the outcome in health, is different between many groups. So some of these things play into that narrative of mental health. But the fact remains, as I tell you people, as somebody growing up, the advantage you have is that there are many things you can do, which we can do because we are getting older. When I was little like you in my house, we woke up 5 a.m. every day. I still wake up 5 a.m. today. So whatever you experience as a child, it can play to your advantage. You have energy, you have health, so whatever you see, do not allow it to put you down. So that's one thing you tell yourself. And there is nothing you can achieve unless you tell yourself that. So in terms of mental health, depression, schizophrenia, mood disorder, the main thing is you can fight it and there is help.
We in Bronx, we believe that building mind, body, and community is important. But there's a reason why we say mind, then body, then community. If you're not mentally fit to take care of everybody else, how could you even lead? You take care of your mind, your body, and then you can focus on the community. I would like to call up our next speaker.
Hello, my name is Jalissa Golston, and I'm a part of YEP, and I'm also go to LT. My question is for Melly Mel. The world of rap has changed since you started rapping in the late 70s. The late 70s rapping style is considered old school, but this rapping style is now considered drill. There is a big difference between your generation's style of rap versus this generation's. So the question I'm asking you is, what do you believe is the biggest comparison between your generation of rap versus this generation of rap?
Thank you. How y'all doing, everybody? How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? So now that's a great question, and I'll be asked that question all the time. The biggest difference between what I did 40-something years ago and now is when I first started, it was nothing really out on the streets for us to do. It was no programs. There was no support system, you know. So when we started rapping, actually before I started rapping, I was a dancer. I used to be a b-boy. I used to break dance. You know, not spin on my head, but you know, I could dance. I was a really good dancer. And then when I got too old to dance, or when it got more athletic, that's when I started rapping. And actually, I was the first guy. If you don't know me, I'm actually literally the first guy to MC. Ground Zero, right here, from right in the Bronx. We used to play in Olinville Park. We did the whole route, right? So now the main thing was this. We started rapping, and I want y'all to listen real clear. We started rapping and singing and entertaining. It's not only the rap, but it was a whole gambit of entertainment, the DJ, the MC, the b-boy, the graffiti artist. We started doing that to get out of the hood. To get out of the hood, to go places, to do things. And with that, I went all around the world, did everything I had to do, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Grammy Hall of Fame, Record in the Library of Congress, the whole route in the same building with Elvis and the Beatles in them, all the people, Stevie Wonder in them. I used to listen to them on the songs when I was little. I said, yeah, I want to be like that. God is great. We did that. We did all that first. We did it first, right? The difference now is a young man will make a record just to look good being in the hood, and that's the place that we all supposed to get out of here. This is like, really what it is, I mean, and we all live here. I come from the block, you know, lived in the projects, all that, but we supposed to get out of here and rap, you know, and even though right today, I live right around the corner. It's not like I'm Beverly Hills. I live right around the corner, but I had a chance to live in Riverdale. That's one of the best places in New York. I have a chance to live in California, so I traveled around. See, nowadays, and I'm gonna use this as an example, a perfect example. They gave a young man $200 and something million. All the things that we talking about right here, he had it. Success, he had a career. He got the $250 something million, and what did he want to do? He wanted to pull out a gun on TikTok because he wanted to be like some of the guys that want to stay here. And he had all the access to leave. He's gone. He's an NBA player. He's a real basketball player, and he wanted to be a fake thug. You see what I'm saying? So now, with that thought in mind, and the quick answer to that question is, if you had everything that you wanted, would you leave or would you want to stay? You see what I'm saying? It's time to go. You can always come back. Like I said, I live around the corner. But what it all boils down to is this. Racism in itself, it works perfectly. It works live and well. You got all these rappers that want to rap, and they use rap to shorten their lifespan. But if you want to be a director, if you want to be an orthodontist, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a brain surgeon, they can't stop everybody. The white man never held me down. Black people always took what I had because they wanted to have it themselves. And that's how racism works. Racism is, they could hold down everybody here because we all in the same race, and chances are we going to do the same kind of thing. But racism could never hold you down, and it never held Melly Mel down, and that's how racism works. You gotta be the first you. Don't be the next thug, be the first real you. That's how it is. That's what it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Romero.
All right, real quick. Who's your favorite drill rapper? Anyone? Just shout them out, shout them out. Who's your favorite drill rapper? All right, okay, guess what? Guess what? They wouldn't exist if it wasn't for people like him. They set the pinnacle. They started it. It has to start from somewhere, so y'all better know these people.
Let me just say one thing. Because see, a lot of that drill rap is based on, street people and what they do in the streets, and they say we ain't got, the opportunities and this, that, and the other. Now, that may or may not be true, but I'm gonna say this. I grew up on the same streets, and back then, it was hard. It's harder for y'all now because everything is so easy that you just not seeing the whole picture. But me, in my life, I made 62 years old yesterday, right? In my whole entire life, I never shot nobody, I never stabbed nobody, I never sold drugs, and I never been to prison. And do you know why? Because that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to be on the streets killing, selling drugs. You're not supposed to be calling women out their name. You're supposed to live a nice, normal life, and that's what I did, and that's what they don't do. So now, it's not, you can listen to the music, but don't live that out, because most of the guys that did that music, guess what? They're dead. You're still alive. Live your life. It's a great place to be as long as you take the time to live it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now we will have our next speaker.
Hello and good afternoon. Principal Birnot, Principal Nira, LOT, NBE, PS78, PS-MS89, and everyone who is in attendance. My name is Germani Frazier. I am 12 years old, and I am a proud member of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program from Leaders of Tomorrow. Today, my question is directed to everyone and Project Pivot. Project Pivot promotes that they offer counseling, mentoring, and learning opportunities through recreational outings, sports, and arts programs. So my question for you is that what if people are not for these programs? For example, if kids would like to be able to have chances to meet esteemed, profitable staff with connections to people who are major significant, along with substantial events that look good in high school and resumes, etc.
That's a great question. Second grade, well, all the questions was great, actually. But yeah, so basically, I represent Project Pivot, like I said. So Pivot is the mayor and chancellor's initiative to activate the minds of youth, to just do things like we're doing now. So that's the purpose, actually. So we give money to schools to engage with community-based organizations that they feel match the needs that their schools is experiencing, and then they come in and delivering services. So we have great programs throughout the city. We have a financial literacy program with Chase, where they're coming in and teaching the young people about financial literacy. We have career exploration programs where people are learning their skill set, and then you're finding jobs that match your skill set, because that's another thing, careers. And then we provide unity, just like what you're doing here, where you create a family structure, right? Because when you have a family structure, that's a replacement for a gang, right? Because that's all a gang is, a false sense of structure, a family, right? So basically, that's what we're doing. And to go back to the esteemed Melly Mel, what he was talking about, and with the, I'm big on words, so I don't like old school. This is an icon. This is a legend. right? So you don't say old school. And the drill music, that's beats, but it's about lyrics. So what we're doing at Project Pivot, I too have a background in the music industry, my own Fly TV, the Focus Broadcaster Network. I have a lot of celebrities signed to me and things of that nature in my other life, but I bridged the two. So what we're doing is, I got my guy Mathematics, a platinum producer from the Wu-Tang Clan, right? Anybody know Wu-Tang? Anybody watch the Wu-Tang series on Hulu or anything like that? But he's given us a platinum track. So Project Pivot, we have a pivot towards peace song. I'm not really anti things, I'm pro things, right? It's the same energy. So I won't be against guns, but I be for pro peace, right? It's the same energy, I just use it to a positive, like things that I don't enjoy, I don't like, I don't even think about it, I don't talk about it, and then it don't find me. Like attention goes where your energy flows, but that's another thing. But we're doing this pivot towards peace. So each and every one of you in here, if you write songs or if you rap or anything, you're going to have an opportunity to enter into this contest. And then the winner gets a track from Wu-Tang Clan, like I said, and they also get to perform at the Apollo in June with DYCD. So we're doing all type of events to try to activate the minds of young people. That's why I'm here. We need to hear things of that nature. So if you want a program at any of your schools, go to your principal, go to the parent coordinator, the AP, let them know what type of programs you want. They will contact us, the superintendent, and we'll make sure you have those programs. All right? Okay.
My last question is for Dr. Gwendolyn Gate. I learned that you got a degree, a doctorate in philosophy. So my question to you is, why did you choose the spiritual path to write a book about God when you could have been a doctor or etc.? And what advice do you have for young kids and people who want to try to get closer with God?
Thank you. As everybody's been talking about, there's a path. And I tried a lot of different things, but I had a calling on my life. So I followed the ministry path that God had set forth for me. Like I said, you have dreams, you have things within you, you have ideas, but I was called to ministry. I was called to help people, to serve others, to support others. And I knew that very early on in my life. But you know, sometimes we can stray. So we all have done it. We stray away from certain things, but I knew I wasn't happy until I did the calling that was on my life, and that was to ministry, to support others, to give service, and a spiritual awareness of how our lives can go when we do have a relationship with God. Again, I'm not here to promote that, but I'm here to share with you my experience. So to answer the young lady's question, there was a calling on my life. And once I surrendered to that calling, I did go back to school and receive a doctorate in Christian counseling psychology so I could work with families, because I have a counseling therapy service where I work with families and I work with young men and women. So I find peace and joy. As Melly Mel said, I find peace. I find peace in that. And when you know you have peace within yourself, you know you're on the right path. So when you know that you're doing what you've been called to do, you'll have a peace that nobody can take away from you. So that's why I decided to do, and my calling was to minister to others, okay?
Mr. King.
Can I get a yep?
Yep.
Can I get a yep, yep?
Yep, yep.
Can I get a yep, yep, yep?
Yep, yep, yep.
Building,
mind,
body, and community. Well, I want everybody to give yourselves a hand because you were all delightful today. Make some noise for yourselves. I want to say thank you. We've been doing Youth Speaks. For those of you who are new to this is your first time, the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program was founded, and I was walking around, and some of y'all were digesting the information, and some of y'all had your heads down. So I'm asking everybody to put their heads up for a second. I just want your attention for the next 3 minutes. Just put your heads up.
So I want to say this to you all. The Bronx Youth Empowerment Program started 18 years right in this school. It came out of a need of young people after we had a program that was in politics trying to help Fernando Ferrer run for mayor. We had 60 young people that was coming out of the school every day, and we were out there doing community work. That's right. And when he didn't win, the young people was like, what do we do next, Mr. King? And out of that was born the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program. Right out of this school, and who's to say 18 years later, we still be doing the work to help 11-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 18-year-olds be better adults. So I want to say thank you to you all because we've had these youth speaks for about 17 times. And sometimes the young people get in here and they're busy and they're active. But I want to say to each and every one of you, you guys were superb today. You guys were superb today. The questions you asked, the attention you fed the panelists. And matter of fact, let's make some noise for this panelists because weren't they smart? Weren't they great? They gave us what we needed today. Thank you for watering the seeds out here. Thank you for watering those seeds. But more importantly, we got to give it up to every yellow shirt that spent time and energy and stood up on stage and fearful of being laughed at. Let's give it up to your colleagues and your classmates. Come on, let's give it for the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program. So with that being said, before we wrap out, I want to give all praises to the Most High in Christ for bringing us together. But I got to tell you something. See, I don't think some of y'all understand because when it comes to the world of today, y'all forget about yesterday or yesteryear. But see, when I was growing up, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell y'all, I'm a graduate of Olinville Richard Green right here myself. So this is home for me as well. So when I was growing up, you know, I know y'all be listening to A Boogie and everybody else. I'm cool with that. I love me some A Boogie. But you know, one of the people that moved us and made us flow, somebody called Flash and the Furious Five, but they had a guy named Grandmaster Melly Mel who was on that. And he's one of the first rock and roll. Anybody ever heard of Hall of Fame? Everybody heard of rock and roll? You know how many people in the rock and roll like a Michael Jackson? These are the people in the rock and roll, and this young man is with them, and he's joined us today. He's joined us there. So I'm telling you like this, Melly Mel, you cannot leave without dropping a beat on us. I've been in here, they would say, we got to hear him say something. They want to hear some rapping, some flow, whatever you got, because you stay ready. So let's give it up, because he's going to give it to you. Come on, Melly Mel. Oh, yeah, y'all know this. All my teachers, y'all know what he's talking about. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get with it. Somebody say ho! Say ho, ho! Now everybody scream! Hey! Broken glass everywhere. People living on the stage, you know they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got no money to move out, guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back. Junk is in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man wouldn't touch to repossess my car. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder. Now, everybody stand up, a little bit of throw your hands up in the air, y'all. And then wave them like you just don't care. Somebody say yeah! And I scream! We got broken glass everywhere. People in on the stage, you know they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got no money to move out, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back. Junk is in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man wouldn't touch him. Come on, y'all, don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes you wonder how I keep them going under. Standing on the front tube, hanging out the window, watching all the cover bar rolling as a breeze of blow. A crazy lady living in a bag, eating out of gopper pail. Used to be a bag hag, session that's a tango. Skip the left and dangle. Took on Prince, I seen the lost her since. Down at the peep show, watching all the creeps, so she could tell the story to the girls back home. Went to the city and got so close to Diddy. Had to get a picture clip. Help me, don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes you wonder how I keep them going under.
It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes you wonder how I keep them going under. Dig, my brother's doing bad on my mother's TV. Says she watching too much, it's just not healthy. All my children in the daytime, Dallas at night. Can't even see the game or the Sugar Ray fight. The bill collectors, they're ringing my phone, scaring my wife for when I'm not home. Got the bums education, double digit inflation, can't take a train to the job. There's a strike at the station. Me, y'all, King Kong, standing on my back, can't stop or turn around. Broke my sacroiliac, mid-range, migraine, cancer of the membrane. Sometimes I think I'm going to say, I swear, I'm like, hey, don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes you wonder how I keep going. Everybody stand up, everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Get on up, get on up. Everybody, get on up. Everybody over here. Get on up, everybody, stand up. Get on up, everybody say, stand up. Get on up. Hey, somebody say, hey. Say, hey, hey. Say, yep. Say, yep, yep. Say, yep, yep, yep. Say, yep, yep, yep. Say, yep, yep, yep. And I'll scream. Cut the music, 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 cut the music. Cut the music. Everybody clap your hands. Clap, clap, like this. Clap, clap, come on. Clap. Once we got it, then we gonna get it. Come on, clap, clap, clap. Okay, let me just say this here. Keep clapping, y'all. A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God is smiling on you, but he's frowning too, because only God knows what you'll go through. You'll grow in the ghetto, living second rate. Your eyes will sing a song of deep hate. The places you play and where you stay looks like one great big alleyway. You'll admire all the number book take third pimps and pushers and the big money makers, driving big cars, spending 20s and 10s, and you want to go up to be just like them. Smuggler, scrambler, burglars, and gamblers, and pickpocket peddlers, eat a panhandler. You say I'm cool, I'm no fool. Then you wind up dropping out of high school. Now you're unemployed and you're on non-void, walking around like your pretty boy Floyd. Turn stick-up kid, look what you done did. Got set up for the 8-year bid. Now your manhood took your made task in the next 2 years as an undercover man being used and abused. Served like hell till one day you was found hung dead in the cell. It was plain to see that your life was lost. You was cold and your body swung back and forth. But now your eyes sing the sad, sad song. How you live so fast and die so young. So don't push me, cause I'm close to the. I'm trying not to. Like a jungle sometimes, make me wonder how I keep them going under. Like a jungle sometimes, make me wonder how I keep them going under.